Hello my fellow showgirls. Today we're going full Vegas glam, high coverage, lots of rhinestones, and the glossiest lips. Taylor's current era, the life of a showgirl, has showgirls front and center. We are recreating the character Nomi Malone, who is played by Elizabeth Berkley in the 1995 film Showgirls. Elizabeth and makeup artist David Forrest put together these looks for the film, and Elizabeth shared some of the products that were used over on her Instagram, so hopefully I do this justice. It was very controversial at the time, but it's kind of become a cult classic, and I mean the makeup is stunning. If this look is kind of familiar to you, but you've never seen the movie, Ariana Grande and Elizabeth Gillies recreated this for Halloween, I think in 2023, and it definitely inspired Euphoria. So this is gonna break it down step by step, and I hope you enjoy it. I made this little hairpiece inspired by Nomi's updo. Then I decided to make my brown hair look a little bit more golden. And then we have kind of a crazy product. This is called Unicorn Snot. It's glitter. You can use it on your body and face. Doesn't say hair, but it did work in the hair. It's gooey. Helps blend in the hairpiece. Gotta prep the skin. I'm using my favorite Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This kind of feels like I'm putting on cold cream like they do in the film. And then a smoothing primer. This is Professional Primer. I always love how vintage inspired Benefit packaging is, and this works so well to just smooth over any broken or bigger pores. Stage performers usually use high coverage matte foundations from brands like Ben Nye, but I'm not actually performing, so I picked out still a high coverage foundation, but this will look great up close in person. It's the One Size Turn Up the Base Full Beat Liquid Foundation. For silky matte skin, I'm stippling on a light to medium layer for a camera polish without the heaviness while still being very full coverage. Let's brighten strategically with my go-to palette. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin. I use this a lot. I'm taking the lightest shade and on a small brush, brightening up my chin, under the eyes, under the forehead, and above the jawline to lift on camera. I noticed in a lot of scenes it looked like her face was a lot lighter than the rest of her body because it was so highlighted. Sculpt time, carve out under the cheekbones. I'm creating a sharp edge and then kind of a rounded cheekbone and fading some of that contour back into the jawline. And a kiss of bronzer around the hairline. Nomi has the cutest button nose I've ever seen, so I'm going to transform my nose a little bit with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao. I'm drawing on a bit of a narrower bridge, and then a cute little tip. And before we set with powder, one of my all-time favorite highlighters is by Rare Beauty. I only have this little mini one. I should pick up the full bottle when I'm finished. This blends over foundation so well, and I do find I have some really fine lines by my eyes, and they pick up powder products, whereas this goes on really smooth and you just get that subtle glow. Highly recommend this one. Up the cheekbones and a little bit on the nose. Okay, we've done all the cream products, and now for longevity, we want a powder. This is my favorite powder ever. It's by Florasis. This one's slightly brightening. Actually, I think I'll only bake along the jawline here. Nomi's body looks a little tan to me, so I'm taking Hula Caramel by Benefit on a big fluffy brush, swirling it around, and then buffing it into my neck. Defining my brows with a lighter shade than usual to go with the lighter hair. This is the Laura Geller Bravo Brows Soft Pencil and Brush in medium brown. I want these brows to be quite arched and then the tail fade downwards and lift up slightly. And it looks like a matte pink on the cheek. I picked out ColourPop's Big Reveal blush. This is really pretty. Applied it through the contour and up a little bit. Skin's mostly matte. We're gonna go crazy with the eyes and have a very glossy lip. Comment below Showgirl if you're trying out this look or another Showgirl inspired Halloween this year. And the next part is where the magic happens. Time to become a Vegas showgirl with this palette. I'm using Huda Beauty's Pretty Grunge. It has cool taupes, deep mattes, silvers, perfect for this. And there are quite a few new palettes out right now by Makeup by Mario and Patrick Ta, so I might have to pick up even more new palettes, but I love this one. Let's map out the eye by using a light base all over the lid. Once the lid is bright, I'm taking High Life, which is a matte taupe shade, creating an exaggerated crease and winging it out. Then with Apologetic, which is a little bit more of a burgundy shade. And finally deepening it up with Faux Fur. This is a deep purpley shade that's going to give tons of definition to the eye. And then with Gold Standards, I'm buffing above the crease just to bring in a little bit more warmth. Cleaning up the lid once again. You could use a base and like cut the crease. I just find this easier and I think it ends up looking cleaner with less product. We're starting to create that stage eye silhouette. It's giving 60s. This is reminding me of the Sharon Tate look on my channel. Go with a bold brow bone, and you don't want to blend this out too much. It was pretty dramatic. Mine's not quite as clean because I do have more stray brow hairs, but it's as good as we can get. And a little bit of white liner to really open up the eyes. Smoking out underneath the lash line just with some taupe. Okay, time for a dramatic winged eyeliner, baby. I've never used this tip, so I'm hoping I can make it work. I'm always scared of a new eyeliner. Draw from the inner corner across the lid into a high wing, aim toward the tail of the brow. Shape is dramatic and upward. Okay, I've built this liner up. I ended up doing 2 layers with the Sephora pen. Wasn't hard to use, but I did find it was a little bit sheer. Taking the same liner pencil, let's also line underneath the lash line. We're gonna be putting glitter on the top and then rhinestones on the bottom, so we wanna make it thick enough that you will see some of the blue between the rhinestones. Going sparkly is gonna amp up this entire look. I don't practice these looks, I just do them for the first time on camera, and so I was really banking on this glitter to work, and it is amazing. Again, this is just a product on Amazon. New Flow. It's a nail decoration. Is this safe for the eyes? Not 100% sure, but I just used lash glue and it really picks up the light. I'm loving all the glitters. You could find one specifically for eyes if you want to. I just wanted to get this up right away and this is what I could find. And did you know the actress has 2 different color eyes? I thought about popping in a brown contact, but let's leave that unique trait to her. It's absolutely gorgeous. Sharpening up my white liner pencil again. Line both below and above. This is also similar to the Turkish Delight look and Sophia Loren makeup. Both you can find on my channel if you love this kind of drama. The rhinestones are by far the longest step. They took me forever. I have kind of shaky hands, so they just kept falling, but I managed to get them all on there. I used a little bit of lash glue and just went slow and steady. Did a dot, took this lash applicator and used it to pick up the rhinestones so they were flat, so I could just press them on. But a little bit of glue always gets on the tool and then it like picks up too many rhinestones, so it was kind of hard, but we did it. We have a bunch of sparkly crystals on the bottom, and I noticed this is probably overkill, but I see a little bit of teal as well in the navy liner. Could just be the sparkle, but I do have teal rhinestones, so I'm gonna add a couple more. Okay, camera focus on the glitter. If you thought we were done with liner, we still have one more line to draw. I'm gonna use Lawless. We want to enhance the lash line one more time so the big falsies look seamless. Apply a dramatic wispy lash. These ones are by Lily Lashes. They're the 3D Faux Mink Milan lashes. I think I want to use these in recreating a Taylor Swift look, which I plan to do on shorts. Also Showgirl inspired. Elizabeth confirmed that they used Spice lip liner from MAC, which was so popular in the 90s, shooting this for a TikTok. And I typically don't use exact products that are said to be used on sets because I find that they don't read on me the same. So I'll try it, but once we've got it on, it looks a little bit too warm and I want more of a contour to the lip. Spice is an amazing lip liner though. It looks more like Spice in this little black dress moment. Swapped over with the Endless Cacao pencil from Makeup Forever, which is more of a contour shade. This looks a little bit more accurate to my reference photos. And another classic 90s product. This is Rum Raisin. I love lipsticks from Revlon, especially the 90s shades. This one is so stunning. I've just dabbed it on, and then you could keep going with 90s products with like a MAC lip gloss. I decided to go with one of my ultimate favorites. This is the Lawless lip gloss. This is a mini one from like a little set that I have, but it's called Rose Pearl. These are plumping, smoothing, nourishing. I'm adding the gloss right to the lip line, the fake lip line anyway, and through the middle, and bam, instant pouty 90s inspired lip. Wow, I barely recognize myself in the viewfinder. Who is she? I think it is quite close to the photos that I'm using, though makeup does look different in, you know, different light, different scenes. But wow, what a glam. Oh, I'm gonna set. I wanted to try this. It's the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm. It's a mattifying setting spray. Shake it up. Oh, nice mister. we want to mattify. I just hot glued little gems and these pretty sequin flowers. And this top I made for a Sabrina Carpenter inspired look that I did I think 2 years ago, so I'm glad I made that. It worked perfect. Wearing a metallic robe. We got so many sparkly things in this video. Let me know if you want to see an updated Sabrina Carpenter tutorial. She definitely has that amazing showgirl look on stage. Again, if you've never seen this film released mid-90s, remember how the world freaked out about Miley Cyrus when she did her bangers era. This is so much more intense. Elizabeth Berkley was on a PBS show called Saved by the Bell. Such a cute show. I've actually done a Saved by the Bell look on this channel. So going from that to like this intense nude role, it's pretty raunchy. But what a physically demanding role. She did amazing, honestly. You gotta give her props. I read that she was really humiliated by the role for many years and a lot of like the press blamed her for the movie's failure. But more recently, she seems to have come to terms with it and has like done nods to it. And I think because the zeitgeist has changed. People decided it's a cult classic now. Should I give this video a thumbs up? It took me a very long time to put these freaking rhinestones on my eyes. Subscribe if you want to see more pop culture transformations. And if you do this look using my tutorial, be sure to tag me because I would love to see how it turned out. If you want to keep watching, I have a full Showgirl energy playlist. We have Britney Slay for you, Marilyn's iconic orange look and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Taylor's Bejeweled makeup. Speaking of Taylor, I can't believe how many negative reviews I'm seeing online. I love the new album. It's so fun. I have my little DIY Showgirl bracelets that I made. Oops! Oh no! Glitter! My favorite song is Elizabeth Taylor and Father Figure at the moment. If you're still watching, let me know your Taylor thoughts, and I wonder if she'll like do something crazy and do a nod to this film. That'd be fun.